And we start with a Fox News alert, living the American dream on the taxpayer's dime. While we run out of space in immigration detention centers, a 3-star hotel in Texas could be taking some of those people in, and it even has a pool. Hi, everyone. I'm Gretchen Carlson. Welcome to The Real Story today. So the news comes as protests pop up in more states now. Protesters trying to block plans to house illegal immigrants in their own communities. William Lajeunesse live for us in Los Angeles with this whole wrap-up. So, William, what can you tell us about the protests and this hotel that they're going to supposedly put people in?
Yeah, well, you know, right now the feds have more bodies than they do beds, and they're getting desperate. And while this emergency has been years in the making, what you're about to see may be the symbol of bad federal planning. The beautiful Palm Aire Resort and Hotel near McAllen, Texas, offering indoor and outdoor pools, Wi-Fi, cable, tennis courts, laundromat, snack bar, sauna, steam fitness center. It's about to become a $50 million resort for 600 illegal immigrants. It will be owned and operated by Baptist Child and Family Services of Texas under a federal contract. Now, a Baptist spokeswoman says it's ideal, more comfortable than a military base, and easier for staff to handle.
We expect that once this facility is opened, that it's going to create immediate relief. Our central intake facility at Weslaco will be licensed by the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services as a child residential center.
The 12 to 17-year-olds will stay at the hotel roughly 2 weeks until they're sent off to join parents or a foster family. So look at this ad placed yesterday by the Florence Crittenden nonprofit in Los Angeles, offering foster parents up to $6,054 tax-free monthly to, quote, care for unaccompanied refugee minors. The charity confirmed to us they are, too, under a federal contract. Now, from red states to blue, America is divided. Does it protect minors as innocent victims or deport them for breaking the law? In Arizona, demonstrators squared off as the feds tried to place 50 minors at a boys' ranch near Tucson, while in Michigan, a similar scene as Washington tried to put 100 kids in a juvenile facility there. While in Lynn, Massachusetts, already having taken in 250 Guatemalan children, said that was enough.
We have been aware of the unaccompanied children issue for quite a while, but now it's gotten to the point where our school system is overwhelmed, our health department is overwhelmed, the city's budget is being substantially altered.
Now, lawmakers are considering a bill to streamline the repatriation process, Gretchen, holding kids for 7 days, then giving an immigration judge 3 days to decide their case. Do they get asylum or do they go home? They hope that will alleviate some of this huge backlog that we're experiencing right now. They got about 11 days to get that bill done. Back to you.
Wow. All right, William, thanks so much. So with stories like this coming out, Republicans say they don't want to write the president a blank check. He's asking, of course, for $3.7 billion to try and help fix this border crisis. Meantime, a pair of Texas lawmakers are pushing a plan to speed up the deportation of children from Central America. Brett Baer is the anchor of Special Report and my guest right now. So, Brett, what are we to make of that last story that William Lajeunesse just told us about with regard to this hotel now becoming some sort of a sanctuary for these so-called refugees, illegal immigrants?
You know, Gretchen, they're just running out of beds, as William mentioned, and they're looking for alternatives, and that was one of them. You know, whether you want to call that a resort or not, I don't know, but they're transforming it into a place that can house these kids in the interim process. This is a very complex problem. You mentioned this piece of legislation up on the Hill with Henry Cuellar and Senator Cornyn, both from Texas, Democrat and Republican. It does have some hope of getting through, perhaps being adjusted a bit, but there is some movement on this that would essentially change the law. It would speed up the deportation process, and it would also provide about 40 additional immigration judges. Though it's still going to take time, Gretchen, to get through 50,000 plus cases.
Right.
And you have to put the kids somewhere.
So essentially what that would do is it change the 2008 law wherein Mexican people who come across the border would go to these quick hearings. This would also include now people from Central America. I want to change gears, though, just for a moment, because Governor Martin O'Malley of Maryland, many people think he may be have an interest in running for president. Tell us about the story. He's gotten himself into a little bit of difficulty with the White House and his opinion on this. What happened?
Yeah, Friday he came out and said that the White House should not be speeding up these deportations, not be changing the law. And he said we shouldn't send these kids away and send them back to certain death. Well, he made that statement in front of reporters at the National Governors Association meeting. Soon thereafter, he got a call from the White House. And Cecilia Munoz, senior aide to President Obama, and they were not happy with his comments on that. And then suddenly the story got leaked yesterday that Governor O'Malley did not want to have these children in a facility in Western Maryland. So he said, no, that's not the right facility. His aides now have pushed back and said they could look at other facilities, or the governor would like to see these kids placed with families, but it became this not in my backyard scenario.
Right.
But you can see the rift here, even in Democrats, and how to handle this situation. It's extremely complex.
Yeah, but the other part of that story is how that story got leaked. So I just want to share with you a bit of this. So a reporter asked Governor O'Malley, but your comments got quite a response from the White House. Do you feel like they threw you under the bus for speaking out? And O'Malley says, I don't really care. It's right. Uh-oh.
Yeah, the story comes out from a Democratic source on Tuesday, not saying whether it was from the White House or not, but specifically calling Governor O'Malley a hypocrite for criticizing the White House and then not taking these kids at this facility in Western Maryland. It's very sticky. The politics across the board are sticky. The bottom line is there's a lot of hope on Capitol Hill that something is going to move forward.
All right. We'll all be watching you tonight for an update on all that. Bret Baier, thanks so much.
All right.